We are smack dab in the middle of A.X.E Judgment Day. Right around the corner is Dark Web, the X-Men Spider-Man crossover. Just recently, we had the Hellfire Gala, big one shot. We've had the Ten of Swords, the other Hellfire Gala. We've had a lot of X-Men events, and apparently we're getting ready for another one. The very beginning of 2023. Here talking to me about that is Doc. How you doing, Doc?
They need to stop.
It's a lot of X-Men events. We got this trailer thing where it's saying and it's saying S.O.S. and it's got some some of the Krakoan dialect or text or whatever you want to call them. It's clear, at least to me, Doc, that this is going to be Apocalypse and the other mutants on Ammon that went through the portal and stayed there instead of going to Mars are asking for help, right?
Considering that with any luck, by the time we're done with A.X.E Judgment Day, there won't be any more Iraqi mutants. They'll be just nice and dead and permanently gone because nobody gives a shit about them. So he'll have to come and ask the Krakoan mutants.
Doc, we both know that's not going to happen because X-Men Red has not been canceled, and that is the Iraqi mutant book.
Yeah, but they could do it.
We don't need to debate that. It's not going to happen. Okay. They're coming back. They're going to resurrect them all. But that's neither here nor there because we are in the very beginning stages of A.X.E Judgment Day. They've already set up Spider-Man X-Men crossover Dark Web, and now they're setting up the third fucking event. How many events can you have featuring the X-Men? There's no build up to any of this stuff. How could you ever hit big and get that anticipation at a fever pitch for your event if you never let the other events finish?
Well, let's be perfectly honest here. A.X.E Judgment Day came out of left fucking field. They're not doing any attempt at building to any of these. They're just dropping a subplot point in one book and then just coming back to it in something else 2 events later and call it their new event. That's it. There's no build up. They plant a tree, walk away, or they plant the seed, walk away, don't do any work on it, and then it just comes back and it's a tree every single time.
Yeah, but we've got the law of diminishing returns here. People are becoming less and less interested in these events. They're having to do more and more variant cover schemes just to justify themselves. Have they not figured out that perhaps we're doing too many events, and the events that we aren't doing enough build-up to make them feel important before you get there? A.X.E Judgment Day feels like the least important thing in the world because I already know I've got the Spider-Man X-Men crossover. Spider-Man is cooler than the Eternals and certainly cooler than the Avengers right now. That sounds more exciting. And apparently I've got this other mystery X-Men event coming in the early parts of 2023. Why should I even read A.X.E Judgment Day? Or should I be getting excited for Dark Web? Should I be getting excited for this S.O.S thing that's going out there? They never give the audience a moment to sit there and appreciate what's happened or see the fallout. It's just event, and there's no build-up. There's no excitement for any of this stuff, and they never learn their lesson.
You're asking whether or not they're recognizing the law of diminishing returns kicking in. You're asking this of the company that is still rebooting every single book like every 6 months to try to get to, on a number 1, what the number 14 issue got 2 volumes ago. This is a company that is doing nothing but the law of diminishing returns in every aspect of their sales, from the variant covers to the reboots to race and gender swaps and legacy versions. Every single one of them is less successful than the previous. And yet, what is their solution? Do it more and do it more frequently. Are we shocked that they're just going event every? At this point, there's going to be a new event every week. If they could publish comics on days that weren't, let's see, it's Marvel, so there's still Wednesday. Yeah. If they could, they may just start changing their street release date to 7 days a week so that they can have a new event start every day. And then they'll be like, hey, you know what? We need a noon event. No, we need a 2 event, and now a 4 event. That's what they would do if they could, because they're not going to admit that they've just fucked this thing royally. They're like a monkey fucking a football, and they don't recognize all of the mistakes that they've made. So instead of trying to fix them, they're just going to do more of them. And hopefully it works.
Just thinking about this era of X-Men, obviously it came in on an event, House of X Powers of 10. We got 10 of Swords. We got Hellfire Gala. We got Inferno. We've got Hellfire Gala 2. We're in Axe Judgment Day. We got Dark Web. Is there another event that I missed? Did I forget one? It feels like there's been enough X-Men events to last us like a decade just within this 3-year period.
And honestly...
Oh, there's Trial of Magneto.
Yeah, Trial of Magneto. That was it. They're just trying to get back to House of X, Powers of X sales territory. Look, this is a company that thinks that, hey, you know what? Back in the 90s, X-Men sold 300,000 copies every month. Well, we can't do that, but we'll produce 10 books that make 30,000 each, and that works to 300,000 sales, right? No, you're making 10 books. They did it on one.
There just isn't the talent involved within the X-Men office right now to warrant this many events. Who's going to write the next one? Who do you have left? Maybe Al Ewing? He's not a big name. The only real hit he's had is Immortal X-Men, and then every other title that he's been on kind of flounders and flops, other than, I guess, Venom, at least the beginning. But he had a co-writer there, and he had a lead-in from Donny Cates.
I think you had it backwards. Kieran Gillen's writing Immortal X-Men. He's writing X-Men Red.
Yeah, that's what I said. Who else do they have to write an event?
Oh, yeah.
Kieran Gillen's already done one.
Yeah.
You have Al Ewing left.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe they'll just, you know what? Fuck it. Give it to Leah Williams. In fact,
she already got Trial of Magneto.
Oh, you know what? Give it to Alyssa Wong. She hasn't had one yet. Why the hell not? Look, this is a train wreck. And instead of hitting the brakes, they're hitting the accelerator. They're not recognizing where they're going off the rails, so they're just going to keep doing more of it.
I forgot we had X Lives and Deaths of Wolverine too.
Yeah, X Lives and Deaths. So Ben Percy got his event too.
Tinny Howard's had an event.
Tinny Howard had she had X of Swords. Everyone has had their event, and you know, considering Knights of X is already a miniseries, I guess you could argue that she's had 2 events. Vita hasn't had one yet. Give it to her.
Probably the Vita Ayala event, the S.O.S.
Yeah. Or they're just giving Tinny another one since it'll have to do with Apocalypse and Amenth and all that other bullshit that nobody cares about.
But she didn't do any of that stuff. She was doing Otherworld. The Apocalypse and Amenth stuff was Jonathan Hickman. Although Apocalypse was initially on the Excalibur team.
She did the whole like sorcery and the gate and the getting there and the setting the stage for it. She set all the stage for it. The only thing
all the stuff that didn't work in Ten of Swords?
Yes. The only thing Jonathan Hickman did was bring back the original 4 Horsemen that nobody gave a shit about in the first place that got mentioned in one panel in House of X, Powers of X. That's it. You're the only person that I know that ever actually cared about that. I was like,
Skip knows too. Skip cares. Okay. You know him.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so 2 people. I get this weird feeling that this is going to be kind of a pseudo sequel to X of Swords now that I think about it.
Yeah, because Apocalypse and the 4 Horsemen are coming back. They're asking for help.
Yeah, and since I'm guessing the Iraqi mutants will still be dead and they haven't figured out a way, and then bringing Apocalypse back with his 4 Horsemen from Amenth, that'll be the solution so that they can repopulate Iraqi. This is a waste of our time, and it's just another event that they gave us a little teaser. Now, I guess they're supposedly going to be giving us more details on it next week. But we already kind of can guess what they're going to be. As you said, Apocalypse, Amenth, needing help, blah, blah, blah. But what buildup is there? What buildup is there going to be?
They can't build up, Doc. We got to do Dark Web.
I know. They're too busy doing events to build to an event to make us give a shit about the event that they're trying to sell us because we've stopped giving a shit about the previous event.
Well, and the most ironic part about this is if you look at X-Men fans when they're reading the current, like, what is it, Reign of X? When they're blinking, they are doing SOSs. Like, please save me from all this bullshit. So maybe they're being a little meta with that promo.
I'm pretty sure that SOS just stands for same old shit.
It has not been a banner time for X-Men events In fact, Doc and I kind of wrapped up the original Hellfire Gala and just what an enormous piece of crap this thing was. If you want some details, maybe you didn't see it, or you want a friendly reminder just what a waste of time and money this thing was, definitely check this video out. And if you're on a mobile device, there's a link in the video description.